The summer event has returned to Forge of Empires. I'm sure you want to get the most out of this event, from the main event building to completing the calendar or maximizing some of the powerful new upgrades for the Governor's Villa, so let's jump into what you need to know. First, the new buildings. The main event building has some large but very specific army boosts, and will provide a decent amount of population and forge points too. It also gives fragments of a selection kit for 2 of this event's new side buildings. One of those, the Captain's Coconut Paradise, is an ascendable building that is good for the guild expeditions along with some other productions. When ascended, it gets stronger and provides quantum supplies at the incursion's start and fragments of the 2-hour mass supply rush items. If you want to try and get one of these for free, you can enter this video's giveaway, as this video was produced in collaboration with InnoGames. The link to enter is in the description, and it ends 2 weeks after this video goes live. The other side building is the Pirate's Parrot Perch. It's basically the Coconut Paradise, but defense for the guild battlegrounds and previous age goods. When ascended, it gives quantum coins and finished goods production item fragments. And while all the previous buildings are nice, I think there's one that will get a greater focus from players, the Queen Anne's Legacy. If you've played the summer event before, you might be interested to know that this is included in the calendar's reward, which won't be easy to get. It's very strong, especially for guild battlegrounds and the quantum incursions, as well as providing fragments of the Governor's Villa Ascended upgrade, with it producing 1 upgrade in about 83 days. That's right, the Governor's Villa from several summer events ago is getting some love. From the golden level, you can now get a platinum upgrade to the Crown Regent's Villa. That'll buff the army boosts and production significantly, on top of removing the need for a road connection. The aforementioned Ascended upgrade will make it even stronger, adding forge point and goods boosts and increasing the army boosts. The Ascended version will last for 90 days, the longest of any Ascended building so far. To eventually get all of these buildings, you need to play the event's minigame. It's the standard random tiles minigame where you can spend 10 doubloons to receive a reward and 1 to 2 progress towards the grand prizes. Most give just normal rewards, but there are some special tiles. The shuffle tile will give you twice the reward of the next tile you flip. The daily special tile will give you whatever today's daily special is. The calendar key will open the door to the calendar for today, or give you 1 of 4 fragments needed to assemble a key if you've already gotten the key for today. And finally, the golden dragon will give 1 of 3 fragments needed to start a superboard with better rewards, but more on those later. You'll only see either the calendar key or the dragon on each board, with the dragon appearing twice as often. You will have some boosters to help you on your way in the event. The cannonball will eliminate 1 tile from the board, making you unable to win that reward. It cannot destroy any of the special tiles except for the shuffle. That means if you want to reset a board with a destroyed shuffle, you will have to clear out the entire thing. These boosters are really useful when you want to get a specific special tile like the calendar key. Eliminate the shuffle and you are guaranteed to win that reward. The second booster, the Bounty Amplifier, is great for getting more of a reward. The next tile you open will cost no doubloons, give a double reward, and will reveal 2 other tiles rewards. The best part is that this stacks with the double tiles effect, allowing you to quadruple a reward if you play smartly. The third booster is the Spyglass, which will reveal the shuffle, show 2, and double. It's a good way to avoid the shuffle and set up a quadrupled reward with the Bounty Amplifier, or just to find a specific one of the special tiles for the mini challenges. And speaking of the mini challenges, this event will have a lot of them. A whopping 30 of them. The rewards will be relatively straightforward, 4 cannonballs each and then either a Bounty Amplifier or Spyglass. That means you'll wind up with 120 cannonballs along with 22 Bounty Amplifiers and 8 Spyglasses from the mini challenges. Quite a boon if you're able to complete them. There are only 4 quests in each, but as they are daily, they are quite relentless. Be prepared for a lot of minigame related quests asking you to unveil tiles or find specific special tiles. If you want to complete them all, you'll also want to have a reliable source of previous age units and a current age goods building. I'll be posting the questline of each of these mini challenges over on my website at ubernerd14.com/mini/sum25 when the challenges start on the Japan server, about 7 p.m. Eastern Time each day, which is 11 p.m. UTC. Be sure to keep an eye on them to plan ahead. The link is in the description. It's quite likely that along the way of completing those mini challenges, you'll get some super boards. These boards remove the shuffle entirely and have twice each the double reveal and daily special tiles plus a guaranteed calendar key. You even get twice as much progress, averaging 3 per tile. Once you collect 3 golden dragons, your next board will be a super board. The only way to move on to a new board after starting the super board is to either clear the whole thing or wait until the midnight reset. Note that if you do not start the super board, it will persist over the midnight reset. The super boards are instrumental in getting enough calendar keys, but that's not the only reason to like them. Plenty of other really good rewards are available, including fragments of the main event building selection kits and the new Governor's Villa upgrades. Note that the average number of items from board numbers here were determined via a sample of 100 super boards. These don't necessarily represent the exact values in game. Also, the finish all special items chance of appearing was reduced, but I don't know by how much. Now, let's finally talk about the calendar. It's deceptively simple. There are 32 boxes, one for each day of the event. The first time you find the calendar key each day, you unlock the box for that day. Otherwise, you get a key fragment you can use to open one of the other boxes. If you're able to open all 32 boxes, you'll get the calendar reward, which contains the Queen Anne's Legacy, the new Governor's Villa upgrades, and even a building providing some fragments of the main event building very slowly. The question becomes whether or not the calendar can be completed for free. I'm going to say you've got a solid maybe % chance of doing it if you focus on it. Some players on beta were able to do so, but some were not, as it will depend quite a bit on your luck getting those calendar keys. If you do want to complete the calendar, I'd keep some extra diamonds on hand in case you're going to need to purchase some key fragments. It's 400 diamonds per key, 100 per fragment. On beta, the calendar rewards were as shown on screen here. On live servers, there are 3 fewer finish all special productions items, so the rewards will be slightly different from what is shown here. That brings us to the strategies. And before we talk maximizing rewards, let's take a step back and look at event currency. There are around 4,400 doubloons up for grabs here, with a not insignificant portion of that coming from the daily challenges and incidents. Make sure you're checking your city daily to find those, and always choose the daily challenge giving doubloons. You've got 2 main choices for how you want to play this event. Either you can focus on completing as much of the calendar as possible, maybe completing the whole thing, or you can focus on the event's daily specials. You may think the calendar to be the option to pursue. After all, that building for completing it is pretty good, but remember, unless you have a lot of Governor's Villa kits from previous summer events, you won't be able to benefit from the Ascended upgrades. You would have to get a bunch of the base kits via something like the daily specials. You'll have to make a choice based on what you've currently got in your inventory and whether you want to or will be able to play daily. Let's first take a look at the calendar option. To turn your doubloons into the most calendar keys possible, you're going to want the maximum amount of boosters possible, which means completing the mini challenges. Generally, they get more and more expensive as the event goes on, so you're going to need nearly all of your event currency available to complete them all. That means you need to be careful how you spend it. The big thing is going to be reducing the chance of missing a calendar key. The last thing you want to do is have a calendar key on your board, but then hitting the shuffle before you get to it. This is where those lovely cannonballs come into play. If the key is on your board, use a few of them to destroy the shuffle, and then you're guaranteed to get the key. You can use the same method to complete some of the mini challenge quests easier too, the ones asking for specific tiles or items to be found. When the key isn't on the board, which is the majority of the time, you'll want to seek out the golden dragons. Since each superboard has a guaranteed key, maximizing superboards is just as important as maximizing keys. Once you're on the superboard, you'll want to try to boost the calendar keys. You can do this by using the spyglasses, show twos, and maybe a bounty amplifier here or there to hopefully uncover the calendar key. Then open the double that the spyglass revealed, use a bounty amplifier, and you can get a quadrupled calendar key, giving the whole key and 3 fragments. Once you find a key for the day, stop playing immediately unless you still have to complete the mini challenge or if you're on a superboard. Per superboards, it's generally a good idea to clear the whole thing of the rewards you want. The extra progress is extremely handy. Now, let's say instead of the calendar, you would rather prioritize daily specials. There are plenty of good ones, including the Governor's Villa kits if you don't have enough to use the new Platinum or Ascended upgrades, nearly all the Ascended upgrades for past events buildings, the base buildings of some of the ones that got new upgrades over the past year-ish, or the old summer event stuff you're missing in your city. In terms of daily specials, you could be looking at gaining over 50 over the course of the event, more if you use boosters to get some. If you want to get a lot of a certain daily special, you'll want to save your event currency up to spend near exclusively on days with the daily specials you want. If you try to go for the calendar or play more daily, you won't get nearly as many of the specific daily special you want. Remember, if you don't have a lot of Governor's Villa kits, the 2 new upgrades won't be much use, and the daily specials are the easiest source to get those base kits. If you want to know in advance which daily special will be arriving the next day, join my Discord server and sign up for daily special notifications. You'll be notified of the next daily special as soon as someone adds it to the fan wiki. You may have noticed I haven't brought up how to get the main event building yet. Just spending all of your event currency should guarantee you the Lagoon Hold fully leveled with relative ease. You technically need to reach 1050 progress to complete it, but due to the fragments of its selection kit being on the superboards, you will likely complete it before then. The other main reward of note, the Eternal Market, should also be completed nearly by default. You'll need to reach 1110 progress to get a full 1000 fragments, on top of opening the calendar on the days where it's available. There are some extra fragments available further in the grand prizes, but those aren't necessary and can be very, very expensive to reach. There are 2 new historical allies in this event, Pompey the Great and Artemisia I of Caria. You'll need 1170 progress for Pompey, which should be relatively feasible. However, Artemisia will require 1410 progress, likely pushing her out of your reach. On beta, not even the Silver League reached the progress needed to get all of her fragments. I'd estimate you needing to spend nearly 10,000 diamonds if you did want to complete her. You'll also need to spend diamonds if you want to get rewards from the treasure maps. This event brings back the mechanic, which basically functions like a shop. You get treasure maps by unveiling certain tiles, which then allow you to choose some rewards to fill up 8 slots. 2,995 diamonds will give you the rewards you've chosen, as well as clearing the way for 8 new rewards to be chosen. For each of the rewards shown to you, the item is from a given pool, visible by clicking the little question mark next to it. There are 16 such pools, each with a unique allotment of 10 rewards. This list shows all the possible rewards across all 16 pools, as well as how many pools each of those rewards appears in. There's 51 unique rewards, with the most notable probably being the doubloons, finish all special production items, and the base building upgrades for the new Siren's Rock. This is the only place to get that building outside of the one from the leagues and potentially one from the calendar. In the past, if you spent on an event like this, you may have wondered whether it's cheaper to buy doubloons directly via diamonds or to do so via the treasure maps. I decided to run a simple simulation to see. First, the average number of doubloons you can get from each set of maps is around 323. Comparing costs, you would need to have at least 378 doubloons secured into your treasure rewards to break even with buying them directly. Unfortunately, the chance to see more than 378 doubloons in your set of maps is about 21%. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean you should or shouldn't buy the treasure maps if you plan on spending. You can get some other rewards that may be valuable to you, or they may not be. Just know that on average, buying doubloons from the treasure maps costs more than buying them directly. And that's about it for this video. This is the first main video I'm making with YouTube's automatic dubbing feature enabled. Please let me know what you think in the comments or over on Discord. Don't forget to enter this video's giveaway. The link is in the description right next to the mini challenge questline page link. Good luck with this event, and as always,